for stopping by. If you're new here, this channel is an invitation to read stories not for answers necessarily, but more for questions and for the moments that we see ourselves in those stories and for how those moments can help us live our lives better. Let me give you an example using a story that seems to be everywhere these days for whatever reason. It's the myth of Orpheus and Eurydice. Orpheus finds out that Eurydice has died. She's gone to the underworld and he is distraught. And he's a musician. He's a singer. And so he does what he knows best. He sings. He takes his song with him and he uses the beauty of it to charm his way into and all the way through the underworld, and eventually comes face to face with Hades, god of the underworld. And he tells tells Hades, just listen to my song, please. And he sings this song about Eurydice, his love. Well, Hades hears it, and he is moved. And he says, that's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. Let me give you a gift in return. What do you want? I'll give you anything because I loved that song so much. And Orpheus says, well, I want Eurydice back. And Hades says, no, that's not the way we do things around here. You could ask for something else, though. And Orpheus said, well, listen to one more song. And he sings it, and Hades hears him, and he says, you got it, man. All right, you can take your love with you, but on one condition. I want you to lead her out of here. You walk before her, she'll follow, and do not look back, even once. If you look back to make sure she's behind you, then you will lose her forever. Well, of course, that's what happens. Of course, Orpheus looks back. He's moved through. He's almost at the threshold of leaving the underworld, and he looks back just to make sure she's there, and he loses her forever, and she loses him forever. Now, when I talk about what a story can do for us, really I'm saying we want to read it mythologically and ask the questions about what it's showing us. Really, there are two main questions. Number one, why has this story been told over and over again through the centuries? These myths have been handed down. Why? What's important there? Well, obviously here, what's important is the most famous detail of the story, the look backwards. So that leads us to number two. How do I respond to this particular story? Why is there something within me that might resonate with it? So when you read a story like this, first of all, just read it and love it. Just go, oh my God, I can't believe he looked back, and feel the pain of the two characters losing each other again. All right, so just read and enjoy the story. Then, though, you can ask the question, what does that backwards glance mean? And might it have anything to do with me? Is there a part of me that reads that and goes, I see myself there? I usually read this story as one about insecurity and self-doubt. Orpheus just doesn't trust. Maybe he doesn't trust that he's enough for Eurydice, or he has trouble believing in the love, or whatever. If I go there, then I need to ask some questions about my own self. Or maybe we say he looks back because he is such a loving person and he cares about her and he wants to know that she's there, that she's really okay before he steps across the threshold. Well, that's a nice thing to see about ourselves if we feel like that's really what I see going on there. Or maybe there's this mistrust of authority, and Orpheus just doesn't really believe Hades, and he has moved all this way and he's like, I don't even know if she's there. So there's something in here that is naturally skeptical, maybe even cynical. Maybe there's something where we say, I have issues trusting symptoms or promises or institutions or whatever. Or maybe there's this fear of hope. Maybe that's why he looks back and he's lost her and it hurt so bad the first time that there's something in here that kind of keeps him from moving forward because he's afraid to lose again. I don't know what these would be. I don't know what it would be for you, but you get the idea. There are these questions that you could ask and say, what does that show me about myself? And then we can turn the lens. We want to see the story as Orpheus' story, but it's also Eurydice's story. And we can look from each perspective. I'm a man and I'm seeing it from Orpheus's perspective, but I can turn it around and look through Eurydice's eyes also. And so now, oh my God, the pain of not being trusted. She followed all the rules. She kept walking. She did everything she was supposed to. And then all of a sudden, he couldn't trust her. What does that do to you? What do you feel if you see the story that way? Or maybe there's something about being rendered passive and you're just sort of being passed between these two powerful people there making this bargain over you or something like that. Or maybe there's something about the unbearable moment of almost, almost chosen, almost saved. Do you have experiences like that? These are the kind of things that we want to look at as we read a story. This means reading a story mythologically. Again, love the story. Don't get all intellectual from the very beginning, but go back and say, what is this showing me about myself? Where do I look back? Or what do I experience if the person that I'm with continually looks back to make sure I'm there? I would say ask some of those questions every time you read a story, and you're probably going to get richly rewarded for it. Hope y'all like the videos on the channel. If you do, would you please click on subscribe? I'd be grateful. Thanks, y'all.